All right, some Airbnbs have weird rules about garbage. Some want you to like take the garbage out to the pail outside, take the pail out to the curb, bring the curb back on certain days, which you might be there on those days, might not. This Airbnb doesn't care, but I'm just used to handling my own garbage. So reused that pork jerky bag as a garbage, didn't have to buy a garbage bag, and threw it out at the casino. So today, so there's something I'll get to at the end of the video, which would be actually a very cumbersome endeavor, although I think the data would be awesome. 2 weeks ago or something, I made the video about the rake coming off the table. Didn't include the promo money, but I talked about the rake. Today, I'm gonna count some things related to money that gets replenished onto the table. The thing is, this would have been better in that other video about how much rake we paid as a table in 2 hours, but I had some people guess, and one of the people I asked to guess told me next time he played, he would count at his casino. So this is like at least the third shout out to Lucas. He counted. He was playing in Florida. He opened a new table. Here are the numbers: 1 hour, 40 hands, $159 in rake. I don't know what it is, 5 max, 6 max rake, I don't know. $64 in promo money. So I didn't count the promo money in that video I made, link at the top, but he did. So if there's more promo dollars taken than rake, if there's more promo dollars taken than hands played, must be $2 max promo. Here in Council Bluffs it's just 1. So the 159 and the 64, total 223 taken off the table in rake and promo. One thing which kind of mentioned before, although I'll say again and maybe try to be clearer, I often don't count of promo money as rake. There are some instances where I do, and actually here in Council Bluffs is one where I view it that way. Milwaukee was another. If the promos are such that you get paid out, you hit the promos very, very infrequently, or like for me in Milwaukee over 600 hours, never, then yeah, the money going into the promo fund is just more rake that you're paying. Milwaukee only had a bad beat when I was there, except for like a month where they had some splash pot things. Never won anything. So at the time, it was 6+1 for a time, and it changed to 5+1. It was 1-2 blinds, 6+1, $6 rake max, $1 promo. And then it changed while I was there. The blinds changed to 1-3, and they lowered the rake, which is like unheard of, but it was cool. I think the thinking was with 1-3, the pots will get bigger faster and we'll get more max rake. Even though 6 is more than 5, they're lowering it. They're gonna hit 5 way more often with the big blind. So felt like the casino was making on that. Felt like the winning players were making on that deal. Felt like the losing players were losing faster. They were the ones paying for everything, though. They were losing bigger pots and they were paying. They were the ones kind of making up for this scenario such that the casino could lower the rake but make more money. At least they thought on paper, you know. I think that's why they made the decision. I don't know if the numbers matched their theories or not, but anyway, out here, there's 3 or 4 ranks per day. If you hit those quads with a pocket pair, you get paid $100. They're progressive straight flushes, and besides that, it's just the bad beat. So this is actually the room I've played more than any other room in my life. I think about 30% of my live cash game hours in casinos are here in the Horseshoe Council Bluffs. If you separate my hours by city, it's Vegas. But my hours in Vegas are split so much among the poker rooms that do or used to exist. So if you separate everything by room, it's here. I haven't hit many promos here, so I've paid a lot into the promo fund. I hit a straight flush once for $30. I know since Corona, I hit, I think, quads 5 times. So I got $100 5 times, after the tips, $450. I probably hit quads before Corona. You know, I was living in Lincoln when I was playing here during law school. I don't remember how many times, but I'm well in the red paying into the promo fund here and not getting a ton back. It's mostly the bad beat is like the big promotion they have here. In Milwaukee, it was almost only the bad beat. So in rooms with just bad beats or virtually just bad beats, yeah, I would view everything as rake. In a place like Bally's in Vegas, which you probably call Horseshoe, when it's 6+2, I view it as 6. rake, because those promo dollars are coming back. There are hours-based things that are not difficult to achieve and get the money back out of the promo fund. And the high hand, last time I was there, it was you only had to use one card in your hand, not two, and it was any full house. 2s full of 3s would get you up on the high hand board. There were times no one hit a full house and things rolled over. So yes, 2s full of 3s must have hit sometime, or at the very least could have hit any of those times where no one hit anything and it rolled over, and 2s full of 3s would have been good enough. So people hit full houses, people hit quads, etc. So in a room like Bally's, I don't think of it as $8 total in rake. I think of it as $6. You're gonna pay into the promo fund, but you're gonna get a lot back. Here, it's not exactly the same. So here, 7 plus 1, I really do think of it as 8. I started this long story because I don't know that room in Florida what the promos are like. So I don't know if it's really like the promo money is coming back or not, but in that room Lucas plays in Florida, $2 comes out max per hand. So $223. I didn't count the promo money last time, but it was, we probably saw about 35 hands per hour, and most of them had $1 come out for the promo. So it's probably like the 164 rake, that number for certain, and probably like $30 more in promo. So probably like 194 coming off the table. So I'm gonna go in today, I'm gonna count rebuy and add-on money. It is a Saturday evening, so probably, you know, more rebuys and add-ons than I would say on like a Tuesday afternoon. This is the day I'm doing it, so gonna see how much. I mean, my guess is we easily cover that. The thing is, there's more money than that comes off the table. At the end of the video, I'm gonna tell you every single thing. If I literally wanted to count every single thing, what that would entail, and how much I would have to be looking at like every chip on the table. But I'm gonna go in, been talking for a while. All right, once again, just taking on the cold to film out here. I will add, I didn't say anything yet. I will say, that was not an incredibly wild table. I wouldn't use the word wild, nor would I use the word great. It was a solid table.
That's going to make the vlog.
Oh yeah, all right.
How you doing, man?
I'm good. You want to say something? What?
Just get done playing?
Yeah, I was counting some rebuys and add-ons today.
Oh, awesome.
You want to say something? You don't have to.
I'll say something.
All right. I ran into Rice. Rice is my fake name, but it's his actual name.
What's up? I'm Rice. I love Vegas Poker Nomad. Follow him. Watch all his videos. Good shit.
All right, so there are the numbers: 380 in add-ons, 260 in rebuys, total 640. I counted for 2 hours. Could have counted for more, just averaged it, but I counted those the rake that came off the table that other day for 2 hours. So average per hour when I was counting rake, 164. It was the same hour one as it was in hour two. It was 164 each hour. It was $320 being replenished on the table in the form of rebuys and add-ons today. So yeah, when you look at what I counted, 164 in rake, when you look at what Lucas counted in Florida, was it 223 in rake and promo that came off the table? Yeah, these are like big numbers, but big compared to what? It's not, you know, without context. In this table, that was solid but not great. $320 per hour in the time that I counted was added back onto the table, with players putting more cash on the table. So you hear people say, like, you know, if we had a full table, we started a new table and everyone bought in full and no one rebought, no one added on, no one left, no one new came to the table, after like 2 hours, all the money would be gone in rake. Okay, like, yes, I would prefer if no rake ever came off the table. That would be great, but that's not reality. So yeah, you know, high 100s, low 200s coming off the table each hour in rake and or promo money. It's a lot without context, but in this like okay table I was playing, we had 320 per hour back on the table, people reloading. So it's not like reloads and rebuys, add-ons and rebuys don't exist. Also, new players, I wasn't even counting that, which is a good transition into what I referenced earlier in the video. Money comes off the table in more forms than rake and promo money. So I counted rake the other day, Lucas counted rake and promo money, and today I was counting rebuys and add-ons. Ideally, this would be very, very difficult. I would love to do this. I don't really know if it's logistically feasible. So here are some things, really everything I could think of. There are ways money come off the table. Of course, rake. Of course, promo money. Of course, tips. Lucas nor I counted tips for this data. Of course, and tips not just to dealers. Of course, tips to waitresses, and an occasional tip to a floor person, an occasional tip to a chip runner, food runner, masseuse. No masseuses or food runners here, but sometimes people ask for color ups and tip when that happens. So there's tips coming off the table in many forms. And how is money added back onto the table? Well, obviously rebuys and add-ons. If I were counting literally everything, I would also add promo money. If we're counting the promo money that comes off the table and goes into the promo fund, I would count if someone hits quads here and gets $100 and adds it to his stack. Also, just players leaving and going. You know, you sit down, there's a player in the 3 seat with $50 and he plays for a half hour and leaves, and the next player who takes the 3 seat, who sits with a full stack 300, seat 3, yeah, it's a different person, but the chair, seat 3, now has $250 more in that stack. So I would also be counting when players leave. I would count that as a minus. Guy leaves with 50, minus 50. Guy has 500, leaves with a rack full of reds, minus 500. And when new players arrive, I would count what the new player sits with. New player sits with 300 plus 300. So there's a lot to count. There's a lot of money that comes off the table, a lot of money that gets added onto the table in several ways. Also, not just the difficulty in like following everything. Sometimes people's stacks are messy and they just grab their chips with their hands and they leave. That would be really, really difficult to get a good count on when I'm counting players leaving, and that is a minus number. Usually when players arrive, it's like a neat chip stack. They have the rack, but sometimes there are table transfers and people arrive with messy stacks or just like handfuls of chips, and their stacks don't get all that neat. So it would be, in addition to difficult and so many things going on, players leaving and going, I wouldn't quite be able to get like an accurate count. I could do it, I could estimate, but then we still have the difficulty of like so many things going on. I'll probably attempt it at one point and I'll report back how well it goes, but I would be really interested in the data, because, you know, you always hear people say, oh, the rake is too high. Oh, this much money's coming out. Oh, promo is the same thing as rake. Can't win, can't beat the rake. Money comes onto the table also. It doesn't only disappear. So I would really like to count these things in tandem. I had that video with the rake that came off the table. I have this money, largely rebuys and add-ons. I had a video back in September last year, rebuys and add-ons also, link at the top. But you know, there's money coming in, there's money going out. It's both ways. So I would love to, is the wind messing things up? I would love to really count everything, and for like a larger sample. That would probably be the most difficult count there is. Sometimes even like counting one thing at a time, it gets tricky. So can't imagine counting like 10 things, but I'll probably give it a go at some point. And remember, rice is a spoon food.